Hey everybody, welcome to the Fantasy Football Fallout running back edition. We're going to be running through kind of what was projected in Week 7, what happened in Week 7, how that impacts Week 8, and of course we're going to be handing out our Dumpster Vomit Player of the Week, the Nut Kick Player of the Week, the I'm Watching You Player of the Week award, and get into the waiver wire, the top waiver wire transactions heading into Week 8. Before we get rolling, please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. Believe it or not, that little bit of effort for you makes a big impact for us in terms of even the kind of content we can produce on YouTube. We're trying to be that YouTube partner. Please like and subscribe. That helps us. Let's get moving. ESPN's projected top 10 coming into Week 7. In order, Saquon Barkley, Leonard Fournette, Dalvin Cook, Ezekiel Elliott, Chris Carson, Todd Gurley, David Johnson, Aaron Jones, Derrick Henry, Le'Veon Bell, who of course has not played yet. We're recording this on Monday morning. In the top 10 scoring running backs, again, as of Monday morning, Chase Edmonds, Latavius Murray, Dalvin Cook. These players in white were projected in the top 10. ESPN got about 5 of them right. Dalvin Cook, Austin Ekeler, Ezekiel Elliott, Leonard Fournette, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Aaron Jones, and Saquon Barkley. Now let's talk a little bit about my awards. The Kicked in the Nut award goes to Austin Ekeler of the Chargers. Now, Ekeler had a great game. I had him on my bench. Can you believe it? I thought Melvin Gordon, he was out in the press. He says, give me that ball. I want that ball. You got to give me that ball in crunch time. We'll get to that in a bit. Austin Ekeler had a great game. You know what? The Chargers, with their injuries at wide receiver, they're kind of thin there. Ekeler is basically a receiver at this point that runs the ball. He's fantastic. At this point, I think you got to be a weekly play. That was my gaffe. I thought Melvin Gordon was going to eat into the snaps. Austin Ekeler is, frankly, he's just outplaying him. So that's a nut kick for me. He probably did great for everybody else. For me, got it right in the groin. My Dumpster Vomit Player of the Week, Melvin Gordon. I actually have a co-player of the week, Dumpster Vomit Player of the Week. Melvin Gordon, you hold out, and then you come back, and then you complain about not getting the ball, and then you fumble on the goal line. Tisk, 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 my friend. Stop screwing the Chargers over. Maybe you're the problem, buddy. My co-Dumpster Vomit Player of the Week, Joe Mixon. Look, I know he got 2 touchdowns. Great. 4 yards of offense. 2 yards rushing, 2 yards receiving. Really? Zach Taylor, what are you doing to this offense, man? You gotta get Gio Bernard and Joe Mixon going. 4 yards of offense, 2 touchdowns. Ugh. Anyway, moving on to the I'm Watching You award. Mark Walton of the Miami Dolphins, he has taken over that starting running back role. And let's just get right into the waiver wire claims because he's on there. Moving forward, okay, so Kerryon Johnson went out with a knee injury. Here's my top 5 waiver plays. Ty Johnson owned in 1% of the leagues. Starting running back, you got to pick him up. Latavius Murray, we want to see what happens with Alvin Kamara. You should take a look at Latavius Murray, but of course watch the injury report. Adrian Peterson, the Washington Redskins are going to be running more. They are committing to the run. Adrian Peterson is getting a lot of attempts now. They seem to be doing a little bit better than they were with Jay Gruden calling plays. Peterson owned in 56.3% of the leagues. I think he's definitely worth it. He could be a bottom flex guy for the rest of the year. Mark Walton, who I just mentioned, I like him. My concern is that the Miami Dolphins offense is bad, so they're going to be behind and they're going to be throwing a lot more. But Mark Walton, to me, watching these games, and I do watch these games, looks like the most dynamic running back in Miami. I think he will win that job moving forward. He out-touched everybody in the backfield in Week 7, and I think that will be a trend moving forward. Number 5 on my list is Chase Edmonds, especially if you're in a dynasty league. Chase Edmonds, I believe, will be the starting running back in Arizona in the next 1 to 2 years. Why am I saying that? David Johnson has a huge contract. Chase Edmonds doesn't. Chase Edmonds looks pretty good. And remember, this offensive system is a pass-first offensive system. Edmonds can play both roles, the receiver and the runner. With David Johnson's contract, just from a front office point of view, it makes sense to move on from David Johnson, especially if they can trade him to a team like Tampa Bay, who's coached by Bruce Arians and made David Johnson a star. Frankly, it's one as a football fan I want to see. I want to see David Johnson back with Bruce Arians. I think that would be great, and it would be great for David Johnson owners out there as well. So Chase Edmonds, is he as good as David Johnson? No, but I do think he's going to continue to be involved in this offense, and I think he'll have some impact for the Cardinals moving forward. So keeper leagues, dynasty leagues, pay attention to Chase Edmonds. Last one on my list, usually I do 5. Number 6, I'm keeping Devin Singletary on here. He came back into action. He didn't get a ton of carries, a ton of touches for Buffalo. I think he will throughout the year. He is the most explosive back on this roster. They're not going to be able to keep him off the field for long. Maybe he won't out-touch Frank Gore, but I do think he'll have some value. So there you go. There's an episode of the Fantasy Football Fallout. Please, again, everybody, like and subscribe and watch videos. But like and subscribe, that really helps our channel, and it really does impact the types of things that we can do within these videos to be more interactive. So please help us grow. Check us out in another video, and we'll catch you next time.